Well, I thought I'd just do a simple vlog today. You've had a busy day today, darling.
Yeah.
LinkedIn has been getting hit hard, right?
Good for something.
Spamming people with sales messages.
It's not good for patients with dick wavers.
Maybe that's for our future vlog.
Yeah,
We'll come
so-
back to the sexual deviance.
That is LinkedIn as a whole.
Disgusting. Don't get me started. Right, I'm going to the office. Tough day. Well, let's start with the good things. Let's show a little bit of gratitude. So the first thing I did when I woke up this morning was I managed to read a bit of my book that helps me with philosophy, and I managed to do a little bit of journaling today as well, which doesn't normally happen. I don't know about you, but I have this ideal for myself that's kind of become these like high expectations of my own behaviour, which is to have these daily habits, and I've been working on it for years and I still find it very difficult. Maybe you do as well. So things like journaling, exercise, water, sleep, reading, deep work, I don't know, whatever it might be, writing, creating something, like doing those things every day. For some reason I find it very hard to stay in that kind of habit for, it's not a habit obviously, into that sort of discipline for a long time. Something I've realised is that you have to absolutely will something before you love it. As much as I have these this ideal for myself, I still struggle with daily habits. Anyway, I keep trying to be better every day. Some days it works, some days it doesn't. Today started off quite well. The next thing that happened though, total karma, was that the bins got emptied. Now that might seem like the smallest thing for you, but if you checked out one of the most recent vlogs about me emptying the garage, 2 trips to the dump, to the skip, 2 trips with cardboard and rubbish this weekend, and then on the Monday, all the bins got emptied. There's this like catch all day that I had no idea that existed in our area, where they empty all the bins in one day, which is amazing, right? So we're back to scratch. We've got no household waste. We're like none, just like whatever's in, you know, just minimal amount. So that feels pretty cool. So the bins got emptied, amazing. My mum and my stepdad Stuart have been on holiday recently in Ibiza, and they came up today to see Luna. They spent a couple hours with Luna, which gave Cara and I a couple hours to actually work together on a few things. I'm going to talk to you about that in a second. Which was nice. It was nice to see my mum, nice for Luna Rose to spend some time with her gran. So there's really good things that happen, and literally just before I hit the record button on my iPhone here, we just sold another ticket for CMA Live. So that's awesome too. Big shout out to Mel for getting her ticket for CMA Live, which is great, right? And this is one thing that's like about sales and marketing and all the hard work that we put into this. And it's not even just the hard work we're putting in now, the hard work that we've put in for 4 years doing CMA Live. This business has been a business for almost 5 years. All the content, the videos, the promotion, the events, the marketing, the stuff that we've been doing for years and years and years, it doesn't get any easier. It doesn't get any easier. It becomes really, I think it actually gets harder because your expectations grow, there's more competition, it just becomes really like it gets really hard. Sales and marketing, it just doesn't feel like it gets any easier, and it's probably just because, well, a lot of different things, but definitely your own expectations, right? You want to grow something, you know, you want to make something more valuable for people, you spend more money, you want more, I don't know, it just grows, it gets bigger. The idea perhaps gets bigger as well. So today, all those great things happened, but it was a seriously tough day in the office as well. And you know, this is one of the things I've learned over the last 5 years especially, is that just because you love your business and you started your business yourself out of your own ideas, you know, you made something a reality out of your own ideas, doesn't mean you get to like every single aspect of your business. In fact, there are things that I have to deal with in my business that I hate dealing with, but I absolutely have to deal with them. There's maybe 2 or 3 things that really hinder progress in business, and I am not saying for one single minute here that I am perfect at this stuff. I have my moments, big time I have my moments. Number 1 is dealing with things quickly. Challenges, specifically challenges, things that you feel so my challenges are different than yours, being able to deal with them just very quickly and objectively and without emotion. That's one thing I need to improve on, but I know that when I do that, everything runs smoother, which leads into the second thing, which is good communication. So being able to communicate objectively with people, especially around your challenges, try not to get too emotionally attached to challenges. Reminds me a lot of Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday, which is a book that I visit often to try and help me with these things. One of those things for me is money. Money is really difficult for me to deal with sometimes, especially when there's problems. or challenges with money, right? So it isn't always easy. It's not always going to be that there's always going to be money in the bank and there's always going to be, you know, this endless pot of cash that you can just buy whatever you want. And although the business CMA is doing really well and we're successful and I think we're doing really well financially, bringing in revenue, making profits, all the rest of it. There's times where it's just so difficult. It's so difficult. I'm sure your business it happens in your business as well. We've got something like CMA Live coming up, which you know about. It's a massive event. It relatively costs a lot. It's the most amount of money we spend on anything in the year. We're talking tens of thousands of pounds. The way that this works, right, is that you've got to make sales, which pays for some of the bills, and you know, and so on and so forth. You never know exactly how it's going to go. As a marketer, as the business owner, as the leader of this business, I've got to be motivated and inspired myself to communicate with you about how amazing and how I feel about all the work that I do. But there's sometimes where I don't feel like that, and it's typically to do with the fact that I'm upset or angry or frustrated about just how it feels like how little progress we're making in terms of sales. We sold a ticket today, which is great. We sold a couple of tickets last week. There's progress happening, it's all there. But sometimes when you're doing like cash projections, you've got your spreadsheets open, you've got your sales and marketing plan, you're doing all the numbers and everything looks amazing. It never ever really works out the way that you plan it, right? It just doesn't. And there's a couple of things that I want to share with you just before I wrap things up that really help me to overcome these specific challenges, these things in business that I don't like. What you like and don't like will be different from me. The challenges that you have will be different from mine. You will deal with them different than I do. We all have our strengths and our weaknesses. Which brings me to my first point, recognizing what your strengths and weaknesses are, what you're good at, what you're bad at. And you either have to train yourself to be better at the thing, or you get somebody else to do it for you. Cara and I have these complementary skills. Cara is like really objective, she is direct, and she doesn't mess about with the things that I get myself emotionally drain me, right? So I can just say, right, Cara, in fact, I don't have to ask her. She asks me if she can do those things, which is amazing, right? So I guess say absolutely take them from me. But sometimes I even find myself being defensive a bit. It's insane. I'm like, well, no, this is my business. I have to deal with this. I have to learn to deal with these things. But you don't have to put yourself through so much pain. You don't have to be, you know, this is my thing, therefore I have to do everything. It doesn't work like that. We have a tiny little business, a tiny little business, but there's about 7 or 8 people. God, there's like 10 or 12 people actually I could list that help me in my business almost every day. Some of them help me directly, some people help me indirectly, mentorship, advice, administration, branding, websites, all the other stuff that goes with business, the video work, all of that stuff. Happens all specialists that are doing all of that for me and working with me, and that's amazing. That's an amazing thing to have. The point I'm trying to make here is that you have to ask for help, but also accept help when people ask you if they can do things for you too. You've got to let go. You can't protect it all the time. And I think this comes back to this like bigger picture of like your own, kind of like your own why, but without sounding too fluffy, but just your own, what impact you want your products or your services or your business, what impact you want that to make on the world is more important than like how you get there or who does it. So you're the leader, you're the managing director, you're the one that started the business in the first place, right? But if you want to, almost like if you want to get there faster or more effectively, or you want to have a greater impact on the world, then you can't do it yourself. Even the smallest businesses need teams of people to help them do that thing. So I think it's about embracing the vision, like what are we trying to achieve here and how do we do that in the most effective way? And that would be getting people to do the thing that they're better at. Because they can do it better than you, they can do it faster than you, and therefore they can do it more efficiently and effectively than you can too. Plus it frees you up to do the thing that you're better at. So for me, that's like, I love marketing, writing, thinking about marketing plans and strategy, and that is the key thing, is to understand what your strengths are and then get other people around you that are good at the things that you're not so good at, or the things that you shouldn't be doing. Focus on what only you can do. It's a big lesson. I definitely haven't cracked this. I have got a lot to learn. 5 years in business, I now know what I need to know. And it's a case of continually learning. So it's been a tough day. We've been really digging into the cash flow for CMA Live. And all the while, Cara and I are remaining with a positive outlook, with a perspective of what is the best case scenario. And that's really important for us. It's like, okay, we've got this big project, we've got all these moving parts, we've got all these people helping us. What does the best case scenario look like? What do we want from this? Part of me always goes down that road as well. It's like, well, what if it doesn't work out that way? And an element of planning has to happen there too. But there's lots and lots of ways to solve a challenge, and that is business, that is life, that is called figuring it out. That's what we wake up for every day. That's the challenge we've set ourselves. I started this business. All the challenges that I have are mine. I created them. We have to see that the challenges that we have are there to help us to grow, help us to get stronger, help us to be better at what it is that we're trying to do. It's all good. It's all good. We just have to have these chats with ourselves, right? These chats with ourselves to help us to recalibrate what it is that we're actually trying to do. So let's get out and do it, all right? It's been great chatting with you. If you've got any thoughts about what I've said today, or you want to pick up on something, or you want to take something from it, jump into the comment section. I would love to hear from you. I hope that you are spending time every day doing something that you love, and that you're working towards creating something that you believe in. Don't forget to be awesome. I'll speak to you soon.